Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for our Thursday night live stream. Thank you all for being here. Hello to Sharia. Thanks for joining for Mama. Hello, Cheryl. Hello to Mary. Hello to my mama. Thank you all for being here this Thursday evening. I appreciate it. Y'all all saying hello to each other, which y'all know I love. Thank you for being here this Thursday evening for the live stream. I will talk a little bit about my week, and then we will get into the topic of discussion this evening, which I'm pretty excited about. I might accidentally turn on trainer mode a little bit. Gonna try not to. But I want to talk about consequences and behavior change. So, just to sort of catch up with the week, not really much going on. Just trying to. Gina's on time. I didn't faint, Gina, but I'm glad you're on time. Look at you. You're always right on time, Gina. But I also appreciate it when you are here at the beginning of the live stream. And of course, all of you who don't make it live, I still appreciate you watching the replay. But yeah, it's the end of the month, it's the end of the quarter, so tried to get everything done in anticipation of knowing probably most people wouldn't be working tomorrow. In fact, most of my clients, because all of my clients except for one are healthcare, and one of them is a retail healthcare, so still kind of healthcare. But they take off for Good Friday. We don't. But I only have one meeting scheduled tomorrow, so we'll see if that one's canceled or not. I have a feeling it probably won't be, but we'll see how that goes. But it should be an easy way to end the week. I have one report that I have to do that'll probably take me about an hour to complete. Finish most of it today, so tomorrow should be a pretty easy day. And then next Friday, I leave for vacation with Mary. So we'll leave Friday morning and get to Ohio, and then meet up with the rest of the girls on Saturday. It's like I said, as long as Mary doesn't kill me first. Which is, I mean, it's still a possibility. Hey Jess, thanks for showing up. Oh, show you my nails. Sure thing, Mama. So for those of you who didn't see, which is probably my mama because I forgot, because Cheryl wanted to do a self-care Sunday, and so Deanna and I were free and able to join. So I stopped at the Dollar Tree after the walk with Mary and Natasha, which we did. We went to a new place. There's one bridge that Mary finally had to just take my arm, and I had to close my eyes to walk across it, but it was nice. It was okay. It wasn't one of the better parks that we've been to anyway. So that was a whole lot of way to get to. I went to Dollar Tree. I got some face masks and I got fingernail polish. And I haven't suffocated. I will be honest. So on Sunday, I only did my left hand, and it felt weird. And then I was like, maybe it feels weird because you only have one hand. Because I know it's a mental problem. Like, I actually like fingernail polish because my nails are constantly dirty, for one, because I'm constantly cleaning them, which just makes them constantly dirty because it's just an obsession to pick at my nails, not to the point where they break. But anyway, if I don't see that, I don't pick at my nails. I don't pick at the side of my skin of my nails as much. But it always made me feel like I was suffocating. So I put it on the other hand. I alternated them though. At first I didn't have them alternate. So it's definitely a mental game because like I needed to have alternating things. I couldn't do it all one color because that made me kind of freak out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what it is with painting my nails, but I've enjoyed it. I have to say, I like it. I like it a bunch. It's fun. My nails are fun all the time. Like, I get it. I get why y'all want to do it. I've always appreciated it. Now, toenail polish, no, I just don't like it. I mean, you can wear it. You can wear it. I don't like shaving my legs. I don't like that. I'm not doing that. I haven't done that in like 5 years. I decided that was like, I was sort of mentioning, I don't know, a week or two ago that Jess had done a video where she was saying that she was going to stop doing things because she wasn't doing them for her. She was doing them really for other people. And so, yeah, toenails are one of those things. I'm not doing that. But I've always loved painted nails. I've always thought they were super fun, but I couldn't do it. My brain was like, it would just make me where I couldn't breathe. But this week it came up a couple of times and I would just be like, you're fine. You can breathe. You're healthy. You're strong. You're just recovering from all these antibiotics. You're good. It's not your fingernails. So we're going to try to keep it. We'll see. Because lots of colors go with orange. There'll probably always be orange just because it's my favorite. And it makes me happy to see orange. And I really like orange and blue. Friend is here. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. I'm sorry. I just saw you commenting, though. When did you get here? Hi. Thanks for being here. I painted my nails over at Cheryl's place. It was a fun little live stream. I don't know how long we did it, an hour and a half or something like that. I was pretty tired. I had a whole lot more fun than I think was relayed in that video. Because there was a couple of times I was just like, whoa, you're so tired. I was tired. Y'all know I was tired. I apologize. But I had a lot of fun doing that. I find it so interesting. I mean, Cheryl was putting oils in her hair and like some on the roots and some on the tips. And like, I do find it fascinating when y'all talk about that. I've told Cheryl, like, she's been doing like what's in her bag, like, or what's in her blushes or what's in her fragrances. And I'm like, it's like you're talking a foreign language, but I'll listen. I like to learn about it. I know so much I knew about tube mascara. Everybody's like, how'd you know that? I was like, because I listen when people talk about stuff, even if it's not for me. Anyway, so we're going to try the fingernail polish. May I still freak out at some point and take it off? Maybe. But right now, I think I'm good. So we're going to keep it while we can keep it. And then if I get tired of it, I'll stop. That was a lot to show y'all my nails. Hey, Ron, thanks for being here. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. Oh, yeah, they're very pretty, huh? I have always liked light blue on my fingers. The few times I did have my fingers painted in the past when I would do that, because there was a time that it didn't bother me as much, and I would paint them from time to time. I always picked light blue, but I had all light blue on my fingers, and then for some reason I had to paint so I picked the ring finger to alternate. Just because that's what I like. Who knows? Next time I might pick a different finger. We'll see how I feel when I paint them again. I might just repaint these. I don't know. They've actually held up really well. Like, I've been shocked. The last time I remember wearing nail polish, one of the reasons that I hated it was because it would flake. Like, by the next day, I'd run into something and it'd be cracked in half, and I hated that. I hated that. And then I would just peel it off again and just start peeling the nail polish. And then I'd start working on the sides of my fingers, and it just became a bigger problem. Anybody else have that problem with nail polish? Anybody? No? My mama other than her? Oh, just as it really was, it kept her company while she was cleaning her room. The mask. Yeah, the masks are super fun. I do have to say, though, I love that. Look, I love that under eye. I have it right here. I love that under eye roller so much. I bought me a nicer one from Amazon. They actually had like a really good deal. They were doing that big savings event. It's great. Oh, it feels so good. If you've never used a jade roller, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Just like immediately just kind of refreshes your whole eyes. It's crazy. It works every time. I love this thing. I use it like 2 or 3 times a day. Most of the time when I'm in a meeting and I'm not on camera and I'm like, oh, y'all are killing me right now. Just use this roller. It's like $8. I got it in like 3 hours later. I told everybody I was going to get one. And then like by 5 o'clock, I was like, Amazon for the win. Yours ship a lot? Yeah, you like it, but it chips so fast. Yeah, I do too. That's the thing. And if it's going to chip really fast, I'm not going to wear it. But there are a few places where it's kind of messed up, like on my thumb and on my finger. But I can 99% tell you that's because of this right here. This is my Have we talked about this before? I don't know. I know I've talked about that I fidget a lot and different fidget toys that I like. This is probably my favorite all-time fidget toy. It's a little chain, and you can just move it within your hands. But my favorite thing to do is to put it on this middle finger and then spin it with my thumb. And so those two fingers have a little bit, but not enough to even bother me or from like me to visually notice. You could tell I was reserving my spoons. I didn't have any spoons. I was given what I had, you're right, to that live stream. And then after that, I did nothing. Well, that's not true. I watched the new Netflix series Three Body Problem, which if you're a sci-fi fan and okay with series ending and you not knowing all the answers, I would highly recommend. I was gonna I had so many more, I have so many questions. Like they're based on a book series. I liked it enough to where I was actually tempted to go read the book series just to figure out what else happened. So that says something. So if you like sci-fi, I would recommend Three Body Problem. It was, I don't want to spoil it by telling you much, but it was very interesting. And in my mind, it was very well done. So gel nail polish won't chip. Well, this one that I had, I put them up already. I was, because I had them here on the desk from the live stream the other day, which made me think they were still here. They're not. They have a place already. Anyway, it said it was gel-like. So I don't know what that means, because aren't the gel ones the ones that you did with the girls and you have to put them under the light? If so, we'll come back and I might have other questions. Hey, Denise is here. Boss Lady Denise, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. But I think that's right. I think the gel polish, maybe I should look into that if I'm going to keep doing it. Because I really do I really have enjoyed having my fingers painted. I'm not going to lie. And the few times where I felt like my hands were feeling weird, I just would try to focus on something different. Because I know it's mental. My brain is my biggest blessing and my biggest hurdle. So for the rest of my life, I will be a work in progress. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, UV light. Okay. Is a UV light, like, is it, I should have just asked my follow-up question, because is the UV light required? Like, do I have to buy a set of stuff? Because I don't know, that feels like, I mean, I didn't mind the Dollar Tree. Nail polish. Are they expensive? Amazon. Should I go check on Amazon and see? Gina says, has her thinking of that Martin pedicure episode. I used to love Martin pedicure episode. God, I haven't even thought of that. I haven't thought of that show in such a long time. I don't know, but you're not touching my feet. Nobody's touching my feet. I cannot. Oh, no, please. I have this weird, like, I don't know. It's almost to the verge of phobia, but it's just one of them creep out factors of, I don't know. I have this weird thing about anybody who touches. It's, again, I know it's all in my brain, guys. That doesn't mean that I can fix it that easy, but every time somebody even goes for my toes, I'm afraid they're going to rip my toenails off. I don't know why. But I cannot get past it. But I know Coach had brought up, because that's part of my trip in April, is going to meet Kirsten. And she had mentioned manicure, pedicure. I'm like, no to the pedicure. Absolutely not. I was like, manicure maybe, but I may suffocate and die. So that's part of why I wanted to try painting the nails, because if we do end up doing that, maybe I will get an actual manicure, because that is definitely something I've never done. Y'all keep talking about like cuticle cream and doing stuff with your cuticles. I don't know. I didn't do none of that. I just painted my nails. So y'all know I don't take care of nothing. I bathe with soap, and then sometimes I put on lotion. More frequently, actually, recently. But I think that's because of the change in hormone levels, too. I've heard your skin does get a little bit drier after that. So it's a pain to get off. I mean, Can you just like layer on top of it and get like redo it, or do you have to like take it off? I mean, like, I'm probably not going to change colors very often, is what I'm thinking. I'll probably just repaint the nails this color. But I am interested in something that doesn't chip. And so far, this little whatever cheap Dollar Tree brand I got, I forgot what it was. Go to Cheryl's place and watch and see what brand I got. I showed them. I don't remember. Okay. Go get a manicure. Yeah, that's part of why. Oh yeah, there's always Temu. Mama, does Temu have UV gel? I still don't remember the pedicure episode of Martin. Y'all are all still laughing about it. I'm gonna have to go. I'll go to YouTube. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Did somebody freak out about it? Because that's how I feel about it. Carolyn says her mom has super ticklish feet, so she cracks up every time she gets a pedicure. It's not that they're ticklish. And I don't have a problem with feet. Like, I can touch other people's feet. I can give foot massages. Like, that doesn't bother me. Like, feet in general don't gross me out. They don't turn me out. They're just feet. I don't care. Don't touch my toes. Oh my God, please don't touch my toes. I can't. It gives me that same kind of, like, I want to say, like, guttural, like, just my whole system goes no, like when I think of Jello, because it just having to swallow Jello and having anybody near my toes gives me the same. I can't. Nope. Risa, where's Risa? Risa's here. Hi, Risa. How you been? It's good to see you. Well, it's good to see you in the chat. It's good for you to see me. Sherry says she's hard on nails. You bleach everything and be in the garden every day. That's true. If it weren't for working out, I'd have baby soft hands. I do have calluses on my hands, but that's just from lifting weights. But otherwise, I work at a desk and I work out with weights. So that's just, I don't do a lot. I know people be worried I do so much all the time. I don't. I really don't. I just don't. Oh, it's good to see you, Risa. Really, it is. Carolyn said she had a pedicure like a week ago and had a new guy. He was amazing. Cracked her toe. Oh, no. Full foot and leg massage. The warm towel on the legs. You need another one. No, I can't even. I don't even know. The only thing that's not freaking me out about massages, there should be no reason for her to touch my feet. If we get too close to that, I may have to say something. I can do a lot of scary things, guys, and I'm pushing. I really am. But I don't know about that. I don't know. Oh, right. Jess says we need some missed connections. Those were great. Well, your take on them made them 3 times as funny, but he just did a little wiggle and they released. No, I also don't like, I'm not one of those. I don't crack my knuckles. I don't crack my toes. I don't crack. If it cracks, it's not on purpose, just because it's old. It's got air in it. Because I'll be like snap, crackle, pop in the morning until I get everything moving and all that air out of my joints. I don't know why I carry so much air in my joints. I'm sure it's just something of getting older. Risa says she kind of prefers the dudes, but don't like shin massages because it feels painful. I know my old work husband, he used to always say that the next shin tattoo he got was going to be a hangman's noose so that the middle of it would be open where his actual shin was because it hurt so bad. He's like, he won't let people touch his legs because of his shins. Sherry says, oh my goodness, Jello is such a weird texture. When you have Jello shot, you end up sucking it through your teeth. You annoy yourself with that. You cannot do Jello nor applesauce. Applesauce is close. Applesauce is close because it should just like, I don't know. It shouldn't wiggle as it goes down. It shouldn't wiggle. I don't know. I can't. But you are exactly right. I have totally done Jello shots, and that is what I do it, and then I make it liquid in my mouth, and then I just swallow it. I cannot swallow Jello, like by itself. I have done Jello shots. I'm not gonna lie to nobody, but that is absolutely the method that I use. That's why we're friends. That's reason 142 to Sherry. There's a bunch. Hey, Kenneth is here. Thanks for joining, Kenneth. Reese, if you miss it, then you should do it. Do it for fun. Let's see. Yeah, bring them back anytime. Tell them before the massage not to touch your feet. I probably will tell her. Let's see. Lori made it. Hey, Lori. You can't. Reese says she can't eat oysters because they're jiggly. I can eat oysters on crackers, like saltine cracker, because of that same reason. It slides down your throat. Just thinking about it makes me want to gag. There are some, like the rice paper dumplings, because there's different types of dumplings. So I lived with two guys 20 years ago. One was half Korean, one was half Chinese. And so we would always go to different Asian food places, and we lived in that area of Houston at the time. So there was a lot of places to choose from. And I remember we went to dim sum one morning, which is where you get like a bunch of little dishes and you can say, I want one of those, I want two of those, and then you put them all and then you share. And they had gotten like these rice paper dumplings, which I thought were going to be delicious because I like a spring roll. Okay. But there was something about the texture that made it slimy, like an okra kind of has that. I thought I was going to lose it there at the table. They're like, you have eaten some of the nastiest Asian foods out there and loved them, like bitter melon. I loved bitter melon, and evidently it's not a real popular thing. But like I ate all these crazy things, and they were like, you had no problem. He's like, but the most basic food the children eat, you can't swallow it. I was like, I can't. It jiggles. It shouldn't jiggle. Okay, let's see. We're all in agreement on a lot of things. Risa says she doesn't understand how or why oysters are considered sexy or an aphrodisiac. Carolyn says she agreed. It's something in the chemicals, I think. Deshiria says she's surprised she can eat oysters. Cheryl is also a pass on oysters. Hello, Tarot Destroyer. Welcome to the live stream. Says your mom has super ticklish feet. She cracks up every time she gets a pedicure. Sounds like we may block you because that's a comment that's already come through. You had your first Jello shot 15 years ago. That was the last time I had any liquor. It was definitely not the last time I had any liquor, but the I'm sorry, Mama. But I mean, I feel like sometimes when I tell stories, my mom was like, you really just shouldn't share those types of things. But that's what I do. I remember the last Jello shot I did was with my cousin Jennifer. Not Judy's Jennifer. Rhonda's Jennifer. And it was called a suck and blow, which means one person is supposed to blow. Yeah, it is spam, Carolyn, if you can get it, because that's two duplicate comments now. Thank you. Appreciate it. What was I talking? Dang it. I got distracted by the spam bot. And now y'all are talking, they said, since I said spam, now y'all talking about spam. Oh no, I don't remember what I was talking about. And now I want spam fried hard with mustard on a sandwich. No, that's not what she meant. She didn't mean the food. Definitely a bot. It is. I'm sure Carolyn will take care of it, but oh, sucking blow. Thanks, Mary. Thanks. Oh, look, they are paying attention a little bit. I mean, we may be dumb, but we're still gonna block you. You have to have spam once a year. Spam is good, but I can only eat it hard fried. Yeah, second blow, mom. Thanks. So the point was one person is supposed to suck while the other person blows. So it's in like a tube about this long, right? And that's the whole premise is one person sucks, one person blows. The problem is sorry, I just wanted to ban and delete because they kept commenting. Um, you have to communicate before you start which person you're going to be. Because all we ended up doing was both blowing. And there is still this picture of me the next morning in like this gray sleeveless shirt with just all these red stains down the front. How they come back? Whoops. We'll try that again. Until 6? Wait, what are we? Wait, I missed something. Oh, how long will the live be on? Your guitar lesson's about to start. Yeah, it's on till 6. There's always the replay if you need to come back, though. Time for strummage drums. All right, enjoy your lesson, Risa. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to come listen to my discussion on consequences and behavior change, which I'm about to start. Okay, they're gone now. Finally got them. I banned and deleted their comments like 3 times. I don't know how it kept coming through. Normally, if I ban it, nope, they're not gone now. They're still here. Carolyn or Cheryl, can y'all see if y'all can take care of it? Because maybe it's because I'm in StreamYard and not in YouTube that it's not actually working. I know it's funny. You're beating us because I do my live streams through StreamYard. So we'll just ignore you for now. Oh, Carolyn. That's okay, Cheryl. I know. Carolyn's trying to get it. Maybe we could just include them in it. I might talk to you. We'll see how I feel. Anyway, we're going to transition into the topic of the night, which is consequences of behavior change. And I kind of want to preface how it came up and talk about a few different things in this conversation. So it came up in a random way in Fit Squad conversations this week because one of the members of the Fit Squad, Dawn, was traveling to see her granddaughter and she made a stop in Seattle. But she sent a picture of the Pike Fish Market, which I don't know if y'all know what that is. I've told this story to a few people just in my history, and some of them don't know what it is. But at Pike Fish Market, it's the fish market in Seattle where they take the huge fish and they'll throw it to each other from like way far away, and they catch it. So the guy who runs this place had these 4 tenets or pillars of leadership. And so it changed my leadership style when I went through a course on it. And so she sent a picture and was like, "Do you know where I am?" And I was like, "That looks like that place." I was like, are you in Seattle?" And she was like, "Yeah." So I was already kind of thinking about leadership courses. And just so you know, if you're interested, it is sort of fun to go look up and see his methodology. But when it comes to leadership and work, and what I'm learning is there's so many leadership skills that I have that I'm trying now to adopt in my personal life, including consequences and behavior change that I've been thinking about. But when she brought up Pike's Fish Market, it made me just think about it even more. And then it came up again this morning about sort of consequences and things. But his 4 tenets are play, which y'all know I love to have fun at work. I love to have fun all the time. Be there, because you need to be present. You need to be there for your people. Look, now I'm going to forget. Be there. Oh, make their day. Because at any time that you can make their day, even better, right? And then choose your attitude, because you can choose to have a good day or you can choose to have a bad day. And whichever one you choose is what you're going to have. And as a leader, especially, and I tell my trainers this all the time, if you're having a really bad day and this sort of thought runs through your head of what's wrong with these people, or even if you're just out and about, you're driving, you're at the grocery store, and you're just having one of those days like, what's wrong with these people? Check your own self. do a self-reflection, because baby, it may be you may be the cause of the bad day, especially if you're in leadership, because they're going to feed off of your energy. So I love the Pike Fish Market tenants, and it really did change, because I was more of a taskmaster, and work was work and business was business, and you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. And now I realize that you can still do all of those things and have a heck of a lot of fun. And especially in training, the more fun you have, the more you learn. I mean, there's studies to prove that to be true. So just says, is it you? Am I the drama? Huh? What just? What? Sorry. I don't know what you mean. Lori says, your grandpa always said, if everyone is against you, you need to look at yourself. That's great. I have never heard that, but I will probably steal your grandpa saying, because that's exactly true, right? I mean, it can be so true. Yep. She's laughing. She made a joke, and I know what I see. Sometimes when I start talking, I don't know what I'm saying. And then y'all will make a comment, and I'll be like, oh, dang. Oh, kind of like what Lori said. Oh, okay. Oh, get it. I got it. Is it you? Are you the drama? So if you're full of drama, now I'm with you, Jess. Sorry about that one, guys. I'm better. I'm so much better. I mean, my energy level was easy, like a 5 this morning. I'm still not 100%. I'm done with all of my meds. I don't know if I gave y'all that update. Actually, did I tell y'all I'm done with all of my medicine, and I had my mammogram and it's clear. So mammogram, check off the list. We still got a lot of other stuff to do, but so yeah, I got it. Is it you? Are you the drama? Yeah. Are you the drama? Is it not that there's a drama problem? Are you the problem? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is consequences. So the question that I have to sort of lead into it, because I want to sort of get y'all's take, is when you hear consequences, what comes to your mind? So when you're talking about consequences of actions or behavior, what do you think of? I'm going to take a little sip because I need it. Hello. Because I kind of want to get y'all's take on it to see where y'all are in it. Just says it has a negative connotation. Lori says she thinks of cause and effect. Yeah, mammogram check. Done and dusted and clear. I mean, I got a lot of stuff in there, but they were able to get my old records, and she marked like 5 different places because I have a lot of scar tissue from my disease. Repeat. So I want to know, when you hear someone talk about consequences, what does that make you think of? Like, what is a consequence? Is kind of what I want to get y'all's take on, because it'll sort of, again, spur where I go with it. Maybe not really. I can cover it anyway. I'm just sort of curious where everybody is, and I'll just go ahead and start talking about it. So, and I made a few notes too, just to make sure I talked about everything. A result of an action. That's exactly what a consequence is. Gina says you reap what you sow. That is also what it is. And I think for a lot of us, Jess was the one who sort of nailed it on the head, though, right? For a lot of people, when you hear of a consequence, you think of a negative reaction or consequence for something you've done. It's going to be a negative result. But a consequence of playing the lottery is that you could become a millionaire. And for a lot of people, that's not so bad. That's a good consequence. So there's a methodology out there. Again, it's a leadership development methodology. I'm sure you could Google it and find all this information. I just wrote down the things that most impacted me in it, right? But what he talks about, Aubrey Daniels talks about that there are actually 4 types of consequences. There are 2 that increase change, and then there are 2 that decrease change. And when I say change, I'm talking about a change in behavior. So I know a lot of people talk about tracking habits, the atomic habits, all of those things. And I think that's wonderful. But y'all know that I talk about things the way that I understand them and that I can relate to them. And for me, a habit is something that is habitual that you do when you don't even think about it. And that may be the goal of doing the things that you're doing. But if you don't do anything to get there, you don't ever make change. So he talks about 4 different types of consequences. First, or like to change behavior, how consequences can change behavior. The first is positive reinforcement, and it is the best way to impact behavior change. Negative reinforcement is also very impactful in behavior change. So you think of positive reinforcement as you getting something you want, whereas negative reinforcement is escaping or avoiding something that you don't want. And then things that can actually decrease behavior change are punishment and penalty. So punishment is getting something you don't want, and penalty is losing something that you already have or want. So when it comes to punishment and penalty, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and I don't think that anybody would really be surprised that those consequences decrease behavior change, right? A punishment or a penalty, maybe not in every situation, right? But again, I'm talking about the things that work for me. Punishment or penalty, it's not going to work for me. It is not going to increase my behavior change. It is going to have a negative consequence, not a positive consequence. Am I losing y'all already? Probably. She's waiting for the Misty positive spin. I mean, there is always a positive spin on everything. But right, so you have these different types of consequences. But when it comes into positive and negative, those are the ones that can create change, right? So even though the habit may be the goal, just like Coach said today in her live streams, good intentions are good intentions, but with no action behind them, they're still just intentions. You have to do things to make change. You could tell God you want to run a marathon. If you don't sign up, you're not going to ever run it. And that's not God's fault. Like you have to do the things, and the things are the behaviors. So for me, a habit is an end goal destination. Maybe we'll see. But I really want the behavior change, because that's really where change happens, is when you can change your behavior behind something, right? Yes, exactly. Like goals without a plan, just a dream. Okay, feel free to just listen. I'll just go on a roll and talk about it, right? So, when it comes to positive and negative consequences, he also talks about the different sort of periodization of it too, right? So, if you think of consequences, you can have both a positive or a negative consequence. That consequence could be immediate or it could be in the future. And then it could either be certain or uncertain. So he calls this, he has this thing he calls the picnic analysis, which stands for something that is positive, immediate, and certain, and negative, immediate, and certain, because those are the ones that are the most impactful. However, the positive ones are positively impactful, and the negative ones can still be negatively impactful. But oh, Carolyn says she's here just being climbed on. Okay, fan. Be a jungle gym. I love it. So if you think of something like positive, immediate, and certain, that means you have, without a doubt, if you do this thing immediately, you will get this result. Whereas if you had something that was positive and immediate, but not really certain, it could happen. And if it did happen, it would be immediate, but you don't really know. Well, that's not going to feel as impactful. Just as if you had something that was positive in the future, even if it was certain. So let's say, and like the lotto that I mentioned before is sort of a way to think about this too, right? So if I told you I would give you $100 a week for 10 weeks, or I'd give you $800 right now, which one would you take? You can still answer that if you'd like. But a lot of people would take the $800 right now because it is positive, immediate, and certain. So the $100 a week is still positive and it is still certain, but it's in the future. So it's harder to see that as being as impactful. $800 now impacts me more than $100 now, unless you're looking at that change over time. So you could also have negative, immediate, and certain, right? Like if you eat this food, you know that you will not feel good. But there's something in us that it is still immediate and certain that makes it, and it can change the behavior, but not in a good way. But it doesn't mean that it's not one of the most popular options we could pick. See, Tasharia said she'd go 800 right now. Gina says she has a college professor that pushed her out of your comfort zone, always with positive results. Well, I believe, or as Deanna likes to say, you don't step outside your comfort zone, you expand it, right? But I believe that's where change happens, is when you're doing that push, right? Mom would take $100 a week. Cheryl would take $100 a week. Gina's $100 a week. Okay, so y'all are in it for the long haul. And maybe for a lot of us, that's because we've done, weight loss journeys or different types of things. But for a lot of people, it's that positive, immediate, and certain that will get it, right? Because you can be positive, but it's in the future. Even if it's certain, it's still harder, right? So how does this, let's see. Tasharia says her dad would always give you money for A's, had almost a 4.0. And it was still positive, immediate, and future, right? Or positive, future and certain because you knew if you did it, this would be your result. And that drove that behavior because it is positive, even if it's not immediate, it's still, in the future. And those are the ones that we want to use to drive our behavior change, right? So it's called discretionary effort, right? So discretionary effort is basically the level of work or effort that you can put in that goes above and beyond what is needed simply to do the thing, right? So if you think of this in the workplace as an example, for those of you who work or have been in a workplace, you know that for most jobs, there is a minimum expectation of this is the level of performance that we want and that we expect. And there are a lot of people who will go up to that level and then they will stay there. They can come and do this job all day, every day. Not a problem. But then you have those people who come to work and this is their metric. And yet over time, their progress just goes steadily up and up and up and up. And that's where discretionary effort comes in because they don't need to do it for their basics, but they want to level up. They want to put in that discretionary effort, which shows progress over time. If this is your progress bar, this is you doing the thing. This is you checking a box. Or this is you not checking the box because the box isn't required. Nobody says you have to do it. So you don't. You don't have to work out. You don't have to eat foods that make you feel better. You don't have to. You don't have to put in the discretionary effort. But for me, it's fun. I like to play. I like to put in work. I like to increase my progress over time. I don't want to remain stagnant. I don't want to remain where I am. I want to forever be a work in progress. I'm excited about it. I mean, I might change 100 times my philosophies on things, and I'm okay with that because as I change, I adapt, modify, adapt, overcome. That's really it for me. But are you putting in discretionary effort? Are you putting in the extra that will just increase that progress over time? And are you going for things that are positive, immediate, and certain? Or are you letting the ones that are negative, immediate, and certain trip you up? And when you really break it down, what behaviors are driving that? And a good question, and I'm sure a lot of you who've been in any type of management or things like that, when it comes down to a root cause analysis, which is a term that we use all the time, but when it comes down to a root cause analysis, which for us is just a report that we do, right? We call them root cause analyses, but at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, right? What is the root cause? One of the best ways to do that is a method called the 5 whys, which is where you ask the question, you give an answer, and then you ask why for that answer. So as an example, my car won't start. Why? Well, I mean, I turned the key and it didn't come on. Why? Well, it looks like maybe I left my lights on. Why? Well, I got a phone call right as I was getting out of the car and I must have forgotten to turn them off. Well, that's your root cause. your car would be fine. The root cause was that you were busy as you were leaving the car and you forgot to turn your lights off. Root cause achieved. But a lot of times we'll stop at that first why. So, for workout, why didn't you work out today? I was tired. Well, why were you tired? Well, I stayed up late tonight. Too late last night. Well, why did you stay up too late last night? Well, I was feeling this type of way about, and you just keep asking yourself why until you get down to the root cause. And then you figure out what behaviors can change that, right? But the only way to get increased progress over time is to put in that discretionary effort. How can you plus it? How can you, do more, be better every day? You should want to be, I think you should want to be the best person that you can be. And that comes every day doing it. But it also comes with thinking about that over time. Because even though something positive, immediate, and certain is more likely to cause change, something positive in future and certain still changes you, right? But it's harder to adapt to those, and it's harder to see those sometimes. Yeah, positive in the future. But positive in the future will sometimes lose over a negative in the immediate because at least I know the outcome. It's really that certain and uncertain that can get you too, right? So like my mama smoked, right? Till she died. Except for like a couple of months, and then she lied to me about it for years, but that's okay. I still love her. That's another story for another time. But one of the reasons people say you shouldn't smoke because you could get lung cancer. It'd be negative. It'd be in the future, and it would be uncertain because lung cancer did not kill her, and she smoked every day. That's why it's hard to get people to stop. That, for instance, right? So if something feels negative in the future and you're not even certain about it, it's not going to affect your behavior change. And if you're in a place where you don't want to be, the only way to get out of it is to change. And the best way to do that is to modify, adapt, and overcome. but I mean, yes, actually true, still true. But I mean, the best way to do that is to put in the discretionary effort, to put in that extra, to play, and have fun with whatever you're doing, right? I think sometimes when it comes to diet and exercise, there again, like consequences is a negative behavior or a negative connotation. Whereas for me, when I think of exercise, it's a positive. Now, over time, there were lots of days I hated it in the beginning, but I just kept doing it anyway. Because I did feel a little bit better. And I was looking a little bit leaner. I was able to lift a little bit heavier. But dang, it's kind of working. And then you look back 6 months and you're like, whew. And now I look back almost 3 years. Whew. I mean, like, it's a lot of change. But it only happens over time, and it happens even more if you put in that discretionary effort. Cheryl says she has an adult toddler who won't let her sleep. I know. I'm sorry for Rick. Rick would love to sleep if he could. I'm certain of it. Oh, that's because Carolyn says she has a toddler that doesn't want to sleep. They say if you're not in control of your day, it's harder for you to go to sleep at night. Maybe she don't feel like she's in control. She probably is, though. But Gina says when she was younger, she remembers putting in that extra effort and never saw results. So you started working your wage. And that is why businesses lose people. That is absolutely why businesses move people. And the thing is those, I call them the steady eddies. Those are my steady eddies. Those are also the people who can have the biggest change the fastest and can impact not only you, but others, because you've got it. You've got the discipline at a base level. Plus it. Put in that extra because you're worth it. Oh, Michelle's here. Michelle says she has a doggy that won't sleep. I sleep like a champion. She does run the house. Yeah, I know. But maybe she feels like she doesn't. Maybe she still feels like you don't let her do all the things that she wants to do. Jean says her dog has all 4 legs pointed to the ceiling, just knocked out. Yeah, Barnum never sleeps like that, but Ruby will sometimes. In fact, what are you doing? You want to come say hi to the people? Well, no, we have to stretch first. I thought she was trying to get up in my lap. You want to come tell them hi? Come on. Here she is. Say hello, everybody. Is it dinner time? It's almost time, everybody. Barnum don't ever know what time it is. This one, she knows. She'll wake him up if we don't do it fast enough. Oh, he's doing a heartworm treatment and not liking it. Yeah, that can be rough because they've got to be. One of my trainers, her dog is actually just about to go through that, and he's a blue heeler. And she's like, and they told me that I had to keep him still. She's like, the only way to do that is to keep him in a kennel 24 hours a day. She's like, but it's better than him dying, so they're gonna do it. But yeah, that's rough. Oh yeah, please smash the like button before leaving. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate it. And in fact, I think with that, we only have about 3 minutes left. So just as a recap for this evening, consequences are not always a negative thing. There can be positive consequences to the things that you do. Working out every day can increase your strength. It can increase your cardiovascular. It can help lower your blood pressure. It can go on and on and on for all of the positive consequences. The negative consequences, sometimes you may be sore tomorrow. Right? But how do you impact change? You impact change by changing behaviors. How do you identify those behaviors? By asking yourself why until you get down to the actual root cause. And then what steps can you change to modify that behavior to a behavior that serves you? Y'all are all saying goodnight to each other. So yeah. So that's it for this evening. I know it's sort of a maybe a bit of an obscure topic. I wish I had like a whiteboard and I could draw things for y'all, which is normally how I would present this type of information. But I just find it really thought-provoking, right? That it's more than just checking the box, and working towards a habit is great, but it will only become a habit if you change the behavior. And how do you change behavior? With positive, immediate, and certain reinforcement. Don't let the negative ones slip in, because they're still there and they're still very powerful for change, but not necessarily in the way that you want. So, as always, I love you. I think you're worth it. And I know you can do it. With that, we're going to call it an evening. Like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Do you have any leadership development courses that have impacted you? Because those are a few of mine. Who Moved My Cheese is also a really good one, but I'm learning the more I adopt my leadership development thoughts and practices into my own personal life, it's really helped me make change. So if you have one that's your favorite, maybe I'll look into it, or maybe I can talk about it as well in another video if y'all like to hear. So until next time, I'll see you real soon. Happy Holy Week, everybody. Have a great evening.